And the crowd goes mild. Excellent. Well, one. That's one.
That's one nice guitar.
Yeah, it's a national resophonic guitar. It's one of the new national guitars, and I'll go ahead and give them a gratuitous plug too, because they're making excellent instruments in a time where quality of workmanship and stuff like that is sometimes hard to find.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, and they're very satisfying instruments, much like this wonderfully nutritious ukulele that I have in my lap right now, a little Martin ukulele. This is another song off the record. Just a plug in that record. The record's entitled "Can You Live Without," and it's on Antone's Records, and has a ridiculous picture of a real ugly gentleman on the front holding a big sword.
Ooh, that's Fox.
So I hope people track it down.
What's the significance of the flaming roses?
Well, okay, we can get into that because it's imagery. It's a yin yang symbol.
Ah.
It's the picture is it's a picture of me holding. It's a painting actually by a guy named Gregory Smith, an Austin painter who's an excellent painter. And when I saw his work, I was like, wow, it was very symbolic. It was very lyrical, and so it really attracted me a lot. It reminded me of Thomas Hart Benton. I'm a Kansas City boy, so Thomas Hart Benton is a Kansas painter who painted a lot in the 1920s, did a lot of big murals and stuff like that. And so I was really attracted to Gregory Smith's work. And the cover of the album shows me with my arms crossed, holding a sword in one hand, actually a butterfly sword, a traditional Chinese sword, and in the other hand a bouquet of burning flowers, which represents yin and yang, control and insanity. It's like there's the handle on the sword, which is comforting, though it's like destruction, and then holding the thorns of the roses. It's beautiful, but it hurts.
Oh, I see. There's thorns. So there's very detailed.
Well, it's a lot of real classic Western imagery.
There's the urban landscape on one side and the country on the other side.
Yeah, night and day.
Now that I'm looking at it closely, wow. Yes. You need to get stoned and look at this record cover.
There's a great idea. Who can get here to the radio station first to help out these poor struggling artists? Well, anyway, here's some more bizarre imagery. My true friends, my true friends, my true friends, my true friends. Faces in the crowd may fade, memories of our masquerade. Champagne was real enough for less than two. All ambition turns to rain, confidence is proved in vain. Nothing does as promised it will do. But true friends, my true friends, my true friends, my true friends. And though you're far away from me, each and every day I see pictures of you along my way. You're the one I'll be returning to when all the roses burning and the moon is sinking in the bay. My true friends, my true friends, blow away yesterday. All your dreams mislay. Blow away yesterday. Your memories betray. Blow away, blow away. Breathe and blow away yesterday. my true friends, my true friends, my true friends, my true friends.
That's Guy Forsyth live here at WFMU East Orange, WXHD Mount Hope. Trash, Twang, and Thunder is the program. Meredith is me, and Guy Forsyth live in the studio today. And that was from Can You Live Without?
Yeah.
And that was the closing track. Nice way to close an album.
Yeah, the rest of the album has a lot of different sounds on it, a lot of, mixture of different musical forms, blues to Cuban music, a lot of weird stuff. Dave McNair was the producer. We did it down in Austin, Texas with the band that I play with and a lot of friends of mine that I knew from around Austin, and had a lot of fun doing it. That's just as close to heaven as you can get, to get to play in a studio with a bunch of your friends and just make stuff up. That's excellent.
How long have you been in Austin?
I moved down there January 10th, 1990, so we're coming up on 10 years.
Wow.
And made a good living at it. Haven't had to have a straight job except for a brief period of time where I did singing telegrams, and you could hardly call that a straight job.
No way. What's the best anecdote from the singing telegram years?
Oh, wow. Well, okay, once, and this was right before I moved down there up in Kansas City, where I also did singing telegrams for a brief period of time, so I figured, it was a skill I had. And you make some okay money doing it, and you'll overcome any sort of stage fright that you might have had. But I did a singing telegram where I was sent out into the country surrounding Kansas City, and I had no idea where it was or what was going on. But I went to a private hospital that cared for profoundly retarded children. And I sang like a happy birthday song to one of the patients there. And afterwards, the whole group of extremely happy, grinning children sang "You Are My Sunshine" to me, including the one who couldn't talk and had to play it through a computerized voice box.
Wow.
It was very surreal.
Wow.
But they were all really happy, We had a great
yeah.
time. We hung out for a while, and we did some singing back and forth. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, music reaches
It was
people
straight out of some weird, it was very surreal.
David Lynch sounding,
Yeah.
Do people ever send mean singing telegrams? Like,
congratulations, you've been fired.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think so. In some cases, any a happy birthday message might be considered mean, depending on who's getting it. But some part of the deal where we do, like comedy, comedy stripping telegrams, where I would like show up in a police officer's outfit, and pretend to arrest someone. It was horrible. It was demeaning.
I see. Those kind of singing telegrams.
Yeah.
Well,
things we do, but
better than a day
Austin's
job.
Been really good to me.
Yeah.
When I first got there, I made my living literally by playing on the street, and I make a good living at it now. It's a good town. I played in a band. I started a band called the Asylum Street Spankers there, and played with them. And last time I played here in New York, I played at the Mercury Lounge with them. But my band was successful enough. And the Spankers were successful enough that I couldn't really moonlight, I couldn't do both, and I had to choose one, and I like to sing, so this way I get to sing all night.
Yeah. And you're good at it too,
It's a good
as
job.
we just heard. How about some more tunes?
All right, well, I'm going to tune this guitar to
Okay.
the glorious listening of everybody out there in Radio Land, so hold on to your ears. All right, there we go. That's right.
That's
To the
the best
miracle of telecommunication, I can tune this guitar while New York listens.
He's using only his mind to
That's
tune.
not
I
true.
just
I've
want you
got
to
a
know.
little tuner up on here that's telling me what to do and what songs to play. I do everything my tuner tells me to do.
No hands involved. You're just thinking. Tuning pegs. Turn.
All right, so what song will we play now? Well, I'll go ahead and do the title track of the album, because that's the sort of thing that a good capitalist would do, and I'm working at it.
Hey, anything to not have to work a day job, I'm all for it.
That's right. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I know that. I was listening to the radio in Austin, Texas, and somebody was, some band. I don't remember the name of the band or the performer who said so, but the DJ asked, "Well, what's the best thing you can possibly do, for the environment, for the earth?" you know, and she said without missing a beat, quit your job. Quit your job. You know, get out there as we run as fast as we can to try to deplete all the stores of the earth. Blah, 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 blah. I'm sure you've all heard this before. I'm sure I'm not saying this to anyone out there who hasn't heard it before. But it's a nice intro for this song. In times of trouble, we decide what we need. What we take with us, what we leave, and how much of your answers can be believed. Nothing gonna save you if you're deceived. Can you live without water for 5 days? Can you live without shopping when you get paid? Can you live without having someone to blame? Can you live without the loser of your game? Can you live without this fine new car? Can you live without knowing exactly who you are? Did you ever doubt you'd have your house on the hill? Can you live without all the folks who never will? Can you live without your dope? Whatever it might be, kind Bud or Budweiser, it works the same for me. Can you live without them whispering your name? Can you live without cashing in your fame? Can you live without her? Best make up your mind. Can you live without her? Boy, you're running out of time. Can you live without her? 'Cause that's the way it's playing out. Can you live without her? Can you live without? We decide what we need, what we take with us, what we leave, and how much of your answers can be believed. Nothing gonna save you if you're deceived. Can you live without your breath on your neck? Can you live without the laughter and the sex? Did you ever doubt you'd have a picture on your wall? Can you live without anybody there at all? Can you live without the callus on your knees? Can you live without the scar that no one sees? Can you live without living by degrees? Can you live without doing exactly as you please? In times of trouble, we decide what we need, what we take with us, what we leave, and how much of your answers can we believe. Nothing gonna save you if you're deceived. I don't know, what sort of segue? Where do we go from there? Okay, I'm just going to wait, and it's going to come to me. I'm going to wait. Yeah, okay, well, no, can't possibly do that one. No, you don't mean. Oh, okay, all right. We're going to tune again.
I just just love the sound of that guitar so much. I just sit here and listen to you tune all
Wow,
day.
cool.
Yeah. Well, maybe not, but
Trying to make a career out of that might be difficult, but this is all specialty marketing is the...
I don't know. If you listen to FMU during the week, a lot of the songs people play kind of sound like that anyway.
It's a cool guitar. National makes an excellent guitar, and there's not nearly enough of them. What it is, it's an all-metal guitar, which I'm sure I'll show to everybody in the radio audience. I'm sure you can take a good look at it right now. It's made out of metal. It's a type of guitar that was really popular in the 1920s and 30s. It's a kinetically amplified guitar. Instead of it being amplified through an amplifier that would use electricity to move a magnet to vibrate the cone of the speaker, like the speaker in your car stereo or the one you're listening to at home, the strings go right across a round thing called a biscuit, which presses a spun aluminum cone into the body of the guitar. So the vibration of the strings sounds the cone. Ergo, a kinetically amplified guitar. There's going to be a quiz, and if you get the answers right, you can get in free to the shows that I'm doing at the Rodeo Bar on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Oh, next week.
That's right. I'm playing at 9:30 on Tuesday and 10 o'clock on Wednesday at the Rodeo Bar, and I'll put you all on the guest list because I like you so much, despite the fact that it's free to get in. So I do hope you come and justify this trip. Otherwise, I'll be a sad as well as a poor capitalist. Get yourself a good look, I know you know my name. I heard the words around Old Town, I'm sure you've heard the same. But the first clown to stare me down gets a blanket made of coal. It's like my mama told me twice, I was born with a heart-shaped hole. I was born with a heart-shaped hole. On the day that I was born, they all passed me around, saying how'd this come to be, that I should be drowned. The doc, he said as he shook his head, washed his hands in a bowl. Nothing to be done about him, leave him in the heart-shaped hole. Heart-shaped hole, heart-shaped hole. You can't cover it with silver, you can't fill it up with gold. Heart-shaped hole, heart-shaped hole. Oh, mama, nothing fills a heart-shaped hole. Pretty does, what's that mean to you? A woman tried to heal my side, I guess you heard that too. I threw myself against her like a dog left in the cold, but nothing burns for long down here, buried in a heart-shaped hole. Heart-shaped hole, heart-shaped hole. You can't cover it with silver, you can't fill it up with gold. Heart-shaped hole, heart-shaped hole. Oh, mama, nothing fills a heart-shaped hole. Well, I read the Bible and I read the Tao Te Ching, and I tracked my mama down to see if she would sing. Mama, who can teach what my whole lesson is about? nobody save you, she says. Feel it from the inside out. Heart shape home, heart shape home. You can't cover it with silver, you can't fill it up with gold. Heart shape home, heart shape home. Oh, mama, nothing fills heart shape home.
It's Guy Forsyth we were listening to here on WFMU. The show is called Trash, Twang, and Thunder, and my name's Meredith. I'm here every Saturday between 3 and 5, usually with some kind of live entertainment value for the listeners of WFMU.
What you paid.
Exactly. Well, we hit them up for money, once a year.
Can I try that?
Yeah, sure. Well, you can try it at the rodeo bar.
Yeah. Come to the rodeo bar. Give me all your money. Thanks.
That'll work.
It's worth a try.
Tuesday and Wednesday, right?
It's a big city, right? Somebody could listen.
Yeah.
That's right. Tuesday at 9:30 and Wednesday at 10 o'clock at the rodeo bar.
What's the deal with that? Why?
It's
It's so
free?
weird. No, 9:30, one night, 10 the next. That's very strange.
Because...
So as you get later in the week, it gets later on the bill.
I don't know. It's like are you asking me to try to understand the way owners run clubs?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I've been in this job. I've had this job for a long time, and I have no clue.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, usually,
us all.
they get some sort of training at some sort of state hospital, I think. Vocational training, but, it's hard to tell.
It's not as cool a job as singing telegrams, that's for sure. That's for damn sure.
Oh, yes.
So you live in Austin. You've been there for almost 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
How has it changed, from the time you first got there to... Has it? I mean, is it, pretty much the same?
Well, I think it's getting hotter. I think
as that ozone layer strips away.
Little things like that. You start to see more tails on the cats and stuff like that go by. But people are moving to Austin very, very quickly, and Austin doesn't really seem to have any sort of plan. My friend Ken were talking about this earlier, that there's just people moving there very, very quickly, and there's and Texans will not let go of their cars. It's not just a car; it's your freedom. Don't forget. And,
here in New Jersey, we have pretty much the same attitude.
Yeah, it's
about wheels.
It's nightmarish, and you can. I go outside in the morning, and I can smell the exhaust. It's depressing, and too many people are moving to Austin. It's a nice place to live. I enjoy living there. There's a lot of good things about it. I love the music scene. I don't know if I had moved there. I don't know if I moved there today. If I was a 21-year-old now moving down there, if I would have the same experience today that I had moving down there 10 years ago. I think 10 years ago it was a lot easier to slack. It was a lot easier to get by and not be producing something that making some product that will provide for you your space in Austin, Texas. I have a really nice deal with my landlord. My rent isn't too bad, and I make a good living playing music in a really good situation there. Knock on wood. But it would probably be a lot different to move there now. If I were in the same situation today as I was 10 years ago, I would probably think more of moving to Asheville, or a smaller town that has a big college where there's a more experimental music scene. The legacy of the Austin music scene came about because it was the capital of Texas, but it didn't have some massive industry associated with it, not like the silicon industry now. There's a big high-tech push. It's where Dell Computers is located. There's all sorts of computer money in Austin now. But it used to be that you got people from all over the country going to Austin for stuff associated with the state capitol, for conventions. And so you had, as musicians there, a built-in audience of people who were in town for a couple of days looking to go out and have a good time. And that was what fed the really cool music scene there. It's not the same situation as it is now. There's a lot of bedrock, musically speaking, there. But it's not the same as it was. But they were saying that when I moved there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but that's interesting that 10 years ago, people did move there to slack, and now You know, they're moved there to work for Dell Computers.
Now they move. Now there's still people there moving there to Slack, but they stack them up like cordwood by the side of the road.
In little bundles.
Yeah.
You know? People are moving everywhere, though. Like, there's tons of people
Everybody
moving
wants to
into
Slack.
this area, you know? Yeah, exactly. You know, Jersey City, Hoboken. Where are all these people coming from? Do you know?
Ma and Pa. Yeah.
Stop breeding. That's what I'm saying.
There's one message I'd like to get out there.
Oh, I say it
Get
every week.
yourself spayed.
Exactly. All right. It's Guy Forsyth. That's who you're
Get
talking
yourself
to.
spayed, and I'll put you on the guest list.
Right.
Free note from your doctor. Be willing to show your scar.
Oh, my. This is WFMU, and how about a couple more songs? We've got
Okay.
time. If you,
I'm going to do, I'm going to go, once again, I'm going to prove myself to be a poor capitalist by doing a cover song for you. And I'm going to take a good step back from the microphone because this will be substantially louder. I'm going to do a song by our patron saint of Delta Blues. This is a Robert Johnson song. Won't you hear me when I moan? Well, I feel so lonesome. Won't you hear me when I moan? Well, who been driving my airplane for you since I've been gone? Well, I flash my lightning, but your home won't even blow. My light, but your home won't even blow. You got yourself a shorter disconnection, way down below. Well, I'm gonna get deep down this connection. I'm gonna tangle with you. I said I'm gonna have to check your oil. Get down in your connection. I'm gonna hike your hood and check your oil. Way down in Arkansas, where your cars ain't even buzzing, and your generator won't get that spark. Tires in bad condition, you got to have your battery charged. I'm crying, please. Well, now, baby, don't do me wrong. Who's been driving my airplane for you since I've been gone? Don't you block my road. Well, I put the code 100. Good knows I got to go. Oh, baby, somebody's been messing around. I said somebody been messing around my little machine. Well, somebody been messing around my little machine. Carburetor, girl, but you're burning bad gasoline. Well, I'm gonna get deep down in this connection. I'm gonna tangle with your wife. Get down in your connection. I'm gonna tangle with your. Well, when I mash down on your starter, your spark plug gonna give me fire. Which is stealing it back from Led Zeppelin, I think, as we talked about earlier. So you got time for one more? All right, well, let's leave the Delta momentarily and head little I think this is a little pop standard for you here. I'd like to send this out to my friend Monique and all the other people struggling to enter the maw of show business in this town. This is something that I think that it's a lesson, really. I think there's often morals in music, and this is a song that has some real wisdom, and I hope that everybody can benefit from it. You could have a great career, yes you could, and you should. Only one thing stops you, dear, you're too good, far too good. If you want a future, darling, why don't you get a past? 'Cause that fateful moment's coming at last. We're all alone, no chaperone can get our number. The world's in slumber, let's misbehave. There's something wild about you, child, that's so contagious. Let's be outrageous, let's misbehave. When Adam won Eve's hand, he wouldn't stand for teasing. He didn't care about those apples out of season. They say that bears have love affairs, and even camels. We're merely mammals, let's misbehave. Let it down, let it down. Let's misbehave. If you would just relax and enjoy our date here, it'd be the grand affair of 1928, dear. It's getting late, and while I wait, my poor heart aches on. Why put the brakes on? Let's misbehave. Listen on, a little fun would be attractive. While we're still active, let's misbehave. You know my heart is true. You say you for me care. Someone is sure to talk. What the heck do we care? They say that spring means just one thing. The little lovers, we're not above birds. Let's misbehave.
You're listening to Guy Forsyth live here at WFMU, and I'm so glad you could come out today and witness the, guy with the bayonet stuck through him.
Yeah, that was pretty intense. You get off the trains, the PATH trains. And hang a left as you leave the exit here. There's a wonderful statue of a bound and gagged Polish army man being bayoneted through the back, not just into the back, but through the back on a diocese. It's pretty arresting.
I meant to tell you to bring a camera.
I brought one. I took a picture of it. Maybe it could be the cover of my next album. I don't know.
It would be a fine follow-up to "Can You Live Without," which has you with that same necklace that you're wearing right now.
Yeah.
What is that? Is there some kind of symbol?
Well,
on
it's a little tiny thing that I got in Deep Ellum, and it's a little new age, trinket, the type that you find wherever there's disenfranchised people looking for some sense of identity. But in this case, it's taken from the Anasazi cave paintings. It's called the Shaman's Hand, but I don't know anything about that. It's just that it's an open hand, and that's my dime store philosophy. That it's always about opening your hand, not making a fist. It's it's open hand.
Right.
And it's something for me to remember when I'm playing music, because I know that if I get too into it and I get too tense, I lose my fluidity out. You can play better when you relax. It's just about everything else. I do kung fu, and it's like, so it's in that, it's martial arts, but you get at the highest levels by being relaxed.
I was going to ask you that, because there is that spiritual element to some of the songs, and to the, obviously the album cover. And so I was going to ask you, what you do that's groovy.
What do I do that's groovy?
That's kung fu. That makes sense.
Yeah, this particular record is I guess up until now I've done some electric blues records. Playing blues harmonica and electric slide guitar, and I worked with the Asylum Street Spankers for a while doing old-timey music. We used to play without any sort of amplification. We'd play a room like the Mercury here and not use the PA. It'd be 10 people across the front, banjos, ukuleles, kazoos, national guitars and stuff like that, and people made music fine in this town and everywhere else in the world without music. Up until the 60s, really. Even when you see pictures of Scotty Moore playing with Elvis Presley. He's the only thing electrified there. You know, Elvis Presley's got an acoustic guitar around his neck covered with leather, and he's playing to this crowd of screaming kids. Nobody heard him.
Well, he couldn't really play.
Yeah, nobody had any idea what they sounded like.
That's a good thing in that case. He was just looking cool, you know. He wasn't really playing.
Yeah. But so that was all of those musical experiences for me have been about getting a foundation, you know. And in kung fu terms, it's all been working on your stances, you know, working on your grounding, But the songs on this record are songs, some of which that I have had for almost 8 years, 10 years, carrying around, and some of which I wrote in the studio. But all of it didn't fit in the other stuff that I've been doing. You know, it's not really it's not an old-timey record. It's not an electric blues record, but it's built out of those pieces. But a lot of it was just stuff I had to get out. I'd written these songs. I had to have it out there. I could not do anything else until I got this done. It's I hope the people that take the big chance and listen to it dig it.
And you can get it from Guy directly at the rodeo bar.
Yeah, we've got a couple
Tuesday and
on
Wednesday.
the Port Capitalist.
A couple in the back of the car.
You can get it around town. I have a website, guyforsyth.com.
Oh, that's good. You gotta have a website. Everyone has a website now.
I don't have a computer, but I have a website. So.
That's interesting. That's much more important than a computer. You don't need a computer. You just need a website. Can You Live Without's the record, and it's on Antone's, right?
Yeah. So if you were to play a song off that record, I would suggest playing Tattletale.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that as your outro. But we actually have time for you to do a couple more if you want.
All right. Yeah. Well, hey, man. I love to play music. So let me see. I'm going to need to, once again, retune the guitar. So.
I love the shows that, here at WFMU, that the whole show sounds like tuning instruments. I love them.
Chinese folk music, tuning.
Love to make my family cry,
Old joke.
Oh, yeah, tuning.
Right. Well, it's a luxury. There's a lot of musical bands I've seen that didn't tune. And if
that's a bad thing.
If you're into old types of recorded music, you find out that some of the greatest guitarists in the world, folks like John Hurt, played out of tune. Some of them always played the exact amount out of tune. And that's interesting. Like Joseph Spence, the Bahamian guitarist.
Right.
Joseph Spence always was out of tune just that little bit, and if you handed him a guitar, he'd out of tune it, just to get that specific sort of thing. That sort of uniqueness in the musical experience is almost unheard of now. I mean, occasionally you'll find bands where was it the guy in, like Soundgarden who always tunes his guitar differently, and there's Sonic Youth where they always have different guitars for different songs, and they're always tuned differently and stuff like that. That's very cool.
Yeah.
We're getting beyond the accepted realm of the instrument.
Well, that's why, like we've been doing some recording recently, and, stuff happens when you record. It's not always perfect. And, someone in the studio is going, Pro Tools. And I'm so incensed by Pro Tools. It's like the beauty of the flaw of the stringed instrument,
My favorite music is all that stuff from the 20s and 30s where you really hear the humans in it. And
I want to hear that,
Yeah, because it's music for humans, and it's the chip in the lip of the cup which allows you to see the age in it, and that's why it can mean something to you. If everything's perfect, it doesn't give you a sense of triangulation in history. You are divorced from your sense in the passage of time, and this culture has a real fascination with everything looking pristine and perfect. If you get a stain on your shirt, you got to get a new shirt. If you get a scratch on your car, you got to get a new car. It still works as a car. It still works as a shirt. But it's a great way to have it, to tell someone that they need to buy a shirt if you have a shirt for sale.
Capitalism.
Capitalism. I think we'll have a nice little love song here. Something good. This is I write songs a lot of different ways. I haven't figured out one particular way that I'll always get a song. They all come in their own sweet time, in their own sweet way, despite elements of craft and working hard at it and trying to learn how to write a song. And and I know that if I don't pick up a pen, I won't write a song. If I don't actually do, sweat some of it and spend some time hanging out beneath the song tree, one won't fall. But this song is special for me because I woke up in the middle of the night and just like stumbled out of bed and grabbed a piece of paper and wrote it down whole. And, it just like emerged from my subconscious, So here's to Carl Jung and all the fine work that he's done. So here you go. And if Deanna Covington is in New York City, I hope she hears this song. I met Stephanie Lindbergh at a wake for a punk who died in a car wreck, though he wasn't drunk. And she drove me back to her strip mall home in the 71 Duster she works on all alone. She's got a brother in the army, her eyeshadow's blue. She married at 18, but it all fell through. We made love in the bedroom. She cried when she came. She said, don't leave. I never saw her again. The pavement's still hot on an August weeknight as I walk with Chloe beneath the street lights. She lifts weights in the winter, she tans in the spring, laughs like a child, there's a skull on her ring. We met at her job, she sells pizzas at night, and I walked her home once, though she said it's alright. We spent hours on the phone, but she dodged all my calls. So don't ask her last name, 'cause I don't recall. Here's to Jackie and Jenny, Carrie and Sue, and all of the others that I have gone through. Here's to Ellen and Gabrielle, several different Michelles, all the others I have loved before you. Tori ran the hammer at the state fair. Step right up, test your strength if you dare. I took a chance, I took all my might, and I didn't win, but she still spent the night. One free kiss coupon, some pencil lead. She wrote down a number, there's more to be said. Ah, but she never spoke much, neither did I. We just stopped talking, I guess that's goodbye. Here's to Jackie and Jenny, Carrie and Sue, and all of the others that I have gone through. Here's to Ellen and Gabrielle, several different Michelles, all the others I have loved before you. We met in the springtime, and now it's the fall, and I write this song as you sleep up the hall. You're sad 'cause I don't write songs like I did to all those young ladies when I was a kid. Oh, you asked, do I love you? You know that I do. But I have loved others, they've loved me too. And I was alone by the time I met you. And it favors the house, I'll be alone again Here's to Jackie and Jenny, Carrie and Sue, Dia, Denise, Deanna and you, and all of the rest of us who said I love you. Here's to Jackie and Jenny, Carrie and Sue, Dia, Denise, Deanna and you, and all of the rest of us who said I'll be true. Yay. Yay.
They're screaming at home, you know.
Well, it's a lonely job here on the radio. Sad and lonely job. One more?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, damn, okay.
What the hell?
Here's a song from Harlem in the 1940s. When you've been mistreated and you're feeling blue, just remember this song, remember this tune, and you'll know why I do like I do. I'm just a roamer, got no no need to hurry, got all the day, no one to say, oh please won't you stay. I'm a roamer, always been a roamer, that's what makes me roam this way. Won't someone please come and take a chance with me? I'm so lonesome, can't you see, just a homeless Romeo with no place to go. New York or California, it's all been the same. No one to love me or to call my name. I'm a roamer, always been a roamer, that's what makes me roam this way. Ba-ba, zee-doo-be-doo-be-doo, da-da-da-da, zoo-be-doo-be-doo-ba-ba, zee-da-da-da-da, won't someone please come and take a chance with me? I'm so lonesome, can't you see, just a homeless Romeo with no place to go. New York or California, it's all been the same. No one to love me or to call my name. I'm a roamer, always been a roamer, that's what makes me roam, la da la da, that's what makes me roam this way.
Guy Forsyth live here at WFMU on Trash, Twang, and Thunder. His record's called Can You Live Without? And he'll be playing at the Rodeo Bar Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday at 9:30 and Wednesday at 10 for reasons we don't understand, but that's how it is. Free to get in.
Yay.
At the Rodeo Bar, as always. And thanks so much for coming out.
Well, it's been my pleasure, and I hope I'm back soon. I had a good time, and
come back anytime.
And I can play guitar while talking, and I'm really really happy and proud about it, by God. So.
Go ahead. Keep going. That thing sounds so great.
Yeah, they're good guitars.
Are you on tour? Are you on the big rock tour?
It's a pretty short tour. It's just about 10 days. I started in Boston and I went to D.C. and I'm here. I have a couple days off where I'm getting to go to museums and do stuff like that. A friend of mine's playing drums with Chris Christopherson, and he's on the bill with Merle Haggard on Monday, so I might get to go see Merle Haggard and Chris Christopherson. That'll be really fun.
That would be a good thing to do while here.
Yeah. I go to Philly on Thursday, and I'm playing in Houston on Friday and Austin on Saturday, so it's back home. Yeah, I think Is there anything else that we haven't covered here? We could talk about politics momentarily. I'd like to say how upset I am about the Congress once again shooting down the bill to limit soft money in Congress. Isn't anybody else screaming about this? You know, doesn't that offend anybody that's making less than $1 million a year?
I can't believe what they're doing. Everything. I mean, not just that. So much.
You really lose your voice if you
exactly.
If you really participated in the political process, you'll lose your voice.
Yeah, exactly. It's just very depressing. Everything. I mean, just from healthcare on, to the baby boomers just gave themselves a big Social Security raise. So they're going to retire in a few years. They're going to make more money. It's unbelievable. But we shouldn't talk about that because then you'll lose your voice and you won't be able to sing.
Well, that's okay. Eventually we'll be in power and we'll be able to put all the baby boomers who will be in nursing homes at that time out on the street.
Well, how about the Max Frost, give them all like a bunch of hallucinogenic drugs and, put them in.
I like it.
In, summer camp forever.
There's some excellent short story. I don't know if it was Alan Dean Foster or I don't remember, but it had something to do about dosing the United Nations, and all sorts of great treaties were ratified on that day. The next day they all annulled them and went back to war.
Well, you've just solved the problem.
Yeah, drugs.
The
drugs
political
is the
process.
answer. I think that's it. Now you know. You've heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
The baby boomers already tried that. It didn't exactly work. They all became masters of the universe. So maybe it does work. I don't know. It's Guy Forsyth. So go see him Tuesday and Wednesday. Go visit guyforsyth.com. And
buy the record.
Yeah.
Help me become a reformed capitalist.
This is WFMU, and we'll be back in a bit.
That fast streamline leaving Memphis jumping to New Orleans. He running so fast the hobo no food. This train is still on the track with the hand to hand. This train Lucille was leaving book on 1944. Lucille had told me all about the Ken People School first girl came from Detroit. About the track being cold and froze, I thought the train be late getting in there. She had told me all about the Ken People School and first girl came from Detroit. He got on that night about 12, 15. When he got off the train, she looked and seen him, she run and kissed him. When she run and kissed the first girl, and I knocked her down. When I knocked her down, she got her pulled up by my pant leg, sang this song. You gon' be sorry, Daddy, you knocked me down. Mama fixed to put you down. You can that stream around 36 miles from Union Station that morning, look like coming special at my baby. When she jumped in that 50-mile car, the man throwed the light on him, getting out, jumping across that automatic switch that morning. Lucille, one of them put his famous house coat 2-3 days before this trouble coming up. Old man was 85 years old, told me. He said, son, don't ever mistreat your wife